Hello, everybody. This is Tom Zielinski from Realty Executives. I'm here today to share with you the real estate market news for December 2019. There's both good news to share here for buyers as well as sellers. So here are the market highlights. We have improved predictions on the economy and when the next recession will occur. Buyers' purchasing power will continue to increase, while mortgage rates will remain low. Home prices will continue to rise, and the time on the market will remain low. Now I'll talk about each of those points in more detail. First of all, regarding the economy, according to a recent Wall Street Journal survey, economists are now pushing back the timetable for the recession. Now only 34.2% are predicting a recession in 2020. That's certainly down from over 50% a couple months ago. And you can see subsequent years on the graph here where it's now somewhat divided between 2020 and 2021 as the top 2 years for when the next recession will start. So this is great news for those of you that are thinking about buying or selling a home in the next year. Well, the good news for buyers is that their purchasing power is increasing. Although home prices have increased on an average of 5.7% and caused a negative impact on buyers' purchasing power of an average of $21,300, it's been offset by mortgage rates declining by 0.85% and contributing a positive $40,200 on the average to buyers' purchasing power, and wages also increasing by 1.5%, contributing an additional $5,600 on the average to the buyer's purchasing power. That reflects a total impact of a positive $24,500 increase in purchasing power for buyers. So that's great news for buyers looking to buy a home. In addition, mortgage rate projections for buyers continues to remain low. You can see over the next 4 quarters in 2020 that the average interest rate is at 3.7%, with a slight uptick in the third quarter of 2020, but remaining fairly constant. Again, great news for those that are looking to borrow. There's also good news for sellers, as home prices are projected to continue to appreciate. You can see by the sources that I show here on this chart that in 2019, the Home Price Expectation Survey showed an increase of 3.6% in home prices. And the trend for the next 3 years is a more modest gain of 2.5, 2.2, and 2.7% over 2020 through 2022. Although the numbers are different on some of the other sources, they show a similar trend of a more modest gain in the upcoming years. But nonetheless, home prices will continue to appreciate, which is great news for sellers. This chart shows the existing home sales year over year by region. You can see our region, the Midwest, shows an increase of 3.4% over last year. Although that increase is more modest than other regions, one of the reasons why that might be the case is inventory. The inventory of homes in the Midwest has been an average of 4 months this year, which is below the average of 6 months and could account for why the gain is much more modest here. But nonetheless, it still shows an increase of 3.4% over last year, which is again good news for sellers. Here's some other good news for sellers. This chart shows the average days on the market. You can see it's color-coded by state and that the national average is at 36 days. Well, Michigan falls below the national average. We're at up to 30 days, which shows that we have a greater market turnover on house sales. Great news again for sellers. Well, here's a summary of the market conditions. The predicted timetable for economic recession is now going beyond 2020. Buyers' purchasing power continues to increase. Mortgage rates continue to remain at an all-time low. Home prices will continue to rise in subsequent years, although more modestly. And the average days on the market for selling your home is still predicted to be 30 days or less. Great news for sellers. Well, that's my market report for the month of December and predictions for 2020. If you like what you heard today, let's connect. Why not put my knowledge and expertise to work for you? You can call me at the number that you see on the screen for a free consultation. I also encourage you to visit my website at www.tomzielinski.com, where you'll find a wealth of information for both buyers and sellers. Thank you for listening. Let's keep in touch.